Hello everyone, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're keeping well. My name is Mercy Goki and this is my YouTube channel, The New Frame. Karibu sana. I've been off for a while. I needed to mourn my father and brother that I lost last year, 2020, but I thank God that He has continued to heal me. So karibu sana. Let's talk about the year 2021, the year of the Lord. The year that the Lord has blessed us with, even after being through so much in the year 2020. I did not experience that just as a person, but the whole world has been experiencing the pandemic, and therefore we thank God for bringing us this far. So as we start off our year 2021, I want us to talk about something critical, something very, very important. And it is important to me. I'm sure it's going to be important to you, because this is something that you meet with every day in our conversations. So I want us to talk about when they think you amount to nothing. When they think you amount to nothing. And sometimes it's not even about them thinking you amount to nothing. It could even be you thinking you about to nothing. So it could be you thinking you amount to nothing. It could be other people who are not related to you thinking you amount to nothing. It could even be your own relatives thinking you amount to nothing. They are looking at you and wondering, who are you? What do you have? You are not gifted, in any supernatural way. You're just common mwananchi. So it's a big deal. So anyway, that's what I want us to start with. When they think you amount to nothing. I want to give you two very, very, very interesting stories. The first story is about Jesus. It's found in John chapter 1. In John chapter 1, we find Jesus, people wondering, what he amounted to. And so John chapter 1, verse 44, the Bible records this. It was a conversation between three guys. It was Philip, Nathaniel, and Jesus. You can go back and check it out. It was the call of Philip and Nathaniel by Jesus. So the Bible records in verse 44, Philip, like Andrew and Peter, was from the town of Bethsaida. Philip found Nathanael and told him, "We have found the one Moses wrote about in the law, and about whom the prophets also wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." I want you to hear the description. Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Now, none of those two things were of key importance. In the first place, Jesus, being son of Joseph, was not anything. Joseph was a carpenter, and Jesus was a son of Mary. And remember, it was even controversial. Really? So Nathaniel, being who he is, and an open-minded person, he asked, "Nazareth? Can anything good come from there?" Nathaniel asked. I don't even want us to continue, but I want you to imagine how the face of Nathaniel was. It must have looked very bad. He was frowning and wondering, what are you now telling me about Nazareth? Can anything good come from Nazareth? He was justified. Yeah, he was actually justified, because Nazareth was just another small town. It was not a very big town. And again, Joseph was just a carpenter. So can anything good come from there? Anyway, you can continue with the story, but the Bible records that Jesus identified himself, and Nathanael and Philip followed him, and they were chosen, or they were selected as disciples, or they followed Jesus. Both Philip and Nathanael followed Jesus. I want us to look at another story of a man that you know very, very well, David. Now, we also have three characters here, three key characters. We have David, we have Jesse, we have Samuel. At the background, we have Saul, who has been rejected by God as the king, because he's not obeying, or he has not been obedient. So God sends Samuel, the prophet, and tells him, "Go to the house of Jesse and appoint for me a king from there." And Samuel, being an obedient prophet, goes to Jesse's house, finds Jesse himself, not his relative, not his housemate, or his houseboy, or his wife, or the uncle of the children, but finds Jesse the father himself. And Samuel tells Jesse, okay, I have been sent to anoint a king from here. And Jesse, having had strong men, and our toa water one by one, I'm imagining with some pride. Is it this one that you need? Is it this one that you need? And you can read that story from the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, from verse 8. The Bible records, then Jesse called Abinadab and had him pass in front of Samuel. But Samuel said, the Lord has not chosen this one either. And one by one, up to the seventh son. And God said, no, I have not chosen any of this. And now the point comes. Verse 11. So he asked Jesse, this is Samuel, are these all the sons you have? Now I would have expected that by the time we are getting to the seventh son, Jesse has sent for David so that he can also come for vetting, because this is vetting. But Jesse, being who he is, and having brought David up and seen a simple boy who was young and his simple role was taking care of sheep, did not see a king in David. I don't know that you can see this. The Bible reckons, there is still the youngest. Jesse answered, he is tending the sheep. Samuel said, send for him. We would not sit down until he arrives. So he sent for him and had him brought in. He was growing with health and a fine appearance and handsome features. Jesse saw a young boy who was taking care of sheep. Samuel sees a healthy and a fine boy with great appearance and handsome. And the Bible reckons, then the Lord said, rise and anoint him. This is the one. What a blow to Jesse. After ignoring David, Kumbe is the one that had been anointed by the Lord Jesus Christ. I don't know what you think about yourself. I don't know what your relatives think about you. I don't know what your neighbors and your friends, your employer thinks about you. But it really does not matter. Can anything good come from Nazareth? Only God knows. I have still the youngest. Jesse answered, he is tending the sheep. Do they think your work is just to tend sheep? I don't know. If the Lord has anointed you, you are simply anointed. And I want to challenge us this new year. Doesn't matter the kind of year that you had last year, 2020. I don't know what you lost. I don't know whether you lost your job, you lost your marriage, you lost your good health, you are unwell, whatever circumstance that you had been through the year 2020. Rise and anoint him. Rise up, and the Lord is willing to anoint you afresh. So I challenge you and encourage you in the Lord. Rise up. When you think, when they think, when your parents think you amount to nothing, you amount to something. You amount to something. When God created you, he spent time doing you just like he spent time on the others. One thing that I love, and I like telling people this, is God does not have favorites. We are all favorites of God. We are all blessed, loved by God the same way. So rise up and let's take charge and move on with the year 2021. The Lord will go before us. Thank you very much. God bless you. See you later. Bye-bye.